What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nerdicane here, doing another video in the mobile recording studio. This is Stellar #1. I picked it up because I wanted to try something new last week. I think I got this and like one more comic from last week to do, and then it'll be New Comic Book Day. So I picked this up because it just seemed interesting, and I wanted something new. I wanted something that I wanted to get into unexplored territory. I really knew nothing about the book. I knew nothing about Joseph Keating or Brett Blevins. And I just went with it. And it sort of... This book is a little bipolar. It's sort of a post-apocalyptic sci-fi. The art... Here's credit where credit's due. Joseph Keating, Brett Blevins, they are comic book guys. I've said for a long time, if you really want to look into somebody, if you want to see what they're into, what they like, what they don't like, what their life is about, go check their Twitter. Their Twitter is probably better than their Facebook because their granny and their friends have Facebook too, and they probably follow them there. And so they can't be like the real. They have to worry about offending granny or mom or somebody. But you go to Twitter, and these guys, they're both comic book guys. They're just not this comic book guys because Joseph Keating, I look at the work that he promotes on his Twitter, and there's another book called Flavor, which I avoided because I'm a retired chef, and I didn't want to get mad critiquing. I knew if I read that book, I would get mad because I would critique as a technical chef and not be able to enjoy it. So I didn't pick that up. But yeah, he's definitely more into that than this. Over the past month, and I don't know when this came out, maybe 2 weeks ago. Over the past month, he's had 2 postings about that. And Brett Blevins is a very good artist. He's a very good comic book style artist. But he's more into Harley Quinn. Apparently he's drawing a Harley Quinn book, and you just see a lot of his work being previewed of Harley Quinn on that. And it kind of shows in this. The backgrounds, as far as story building, world building, storytelling, these backgrounds are great. I wish Marvel would do more of this. And if his figures made me think, oh, this guy might be doing his first comic book, and he's not quite ready for prime time. But then when I went to his Twitter, I'm like, oh, he's a prime time artist, just not on this book. So you get this war-torn world, and you can see remnants of like battles before. And this background is even telling the story of the world that they're in. There's these people just hanging on to survive. They're making houses out of the wreckage. This dude right here just died in his battle armor or whatever this is, some sort of mini tank, and he just left there to turn into a skeleton. There's this panel here. This is great. If you want to convey that this is a world that's been war-torn, that opposing sides have like taken control and then been ousted, and then they're trying to take control back, this is great because you have this old poster of the first occupying force and then this new poster from the new occupying force. The background in this is really great world building. You don't have to say a word about it. You don't have to say a whole lot in the story about this about the world, because these pictures show. And so this lady right here, she's basically Samus Aran. She's a bounty hunter. She's in space. She's apparently super strong. And this guy right here, he's the bounty. And he's like the most human character in this whole thing. She's just like, shut up, I'm a badass, you're a bounty, blah, blah, blah. And, she's done some pretty effed up things, which is getting... I was going to try not to spoil this, which gets kind of revealed. Oh, actually, this book doesn't even reveal what exactly happened. But she did something, she effed up, and now the world is like this. But this dude, in just the way he speaks, I guess he embodies the reader. Yeah, he's like the most interesting character in this book so far. And he's like the most human. You can tell he's got his problems. He was a bounty. But I'll show it to you. In a little while. Here we got violence for no reason. Basically, they go here, and because this area is a DMZ, nobody's really in charge of it, which is something that happens in battle in war-torn areas. So this dude was a bounty, but apparently the people who put the bounty out are somewhere else, and the place that she is, there's no bounty for him. So, he's up here, he's like, oh, I get to go free, and just for no reason, just for saying that, technically you can't collect a bounty here, so you're kidnapping. But she's, violence for no reason. It's like, blah, whatever. It's what we expect. And then she's just like, there's just like inhumane treatment from her, which she's stored him out here. I guess she doesn't have a prison, so she hung him outside of this dead thing. Look at that. That's great world building. This creature was killed by this rocket, and somebody on a suicide mission into this rocket. God, that's great. Here's the part where, I was looking at this comic, and I'm like, ooh, this guy's kind of a rookie. I mean, I thought that the artist, Brett Blevins, was a rookie because of this figure, the way she's sitting. What is she doing here? Why are her knees bent like that? And then here, she's looking at this orb, and she's standing like this. Who stands like that? What's going on there? That's what kind of made me think this guy was doing like an early comic in his career. The figures were dynamic, but they were oddly dynamic in places. But looking into it, Brett Blevins is a good artist. He's just not a good artist on this book. I guess this was like an afterthought or a side job. But I mean, if he did the backgrounds, he did a great job. Yeah. So yeah, who stands like that? It's weird. But we get some flashbacks, blah blah blah. I'm Samus Aran. Once again, more unnecessary violence from her. Here's the part where this guy becomes kind of more human than her. They get here, and there's a bunch of kids. This is kind of a refugee camp, and right here, he's like, what are you running, a freaking orphanage here? And then he realized he said that in front of these kids, and look at that. He's just like, oh crap, sorry. It just shows his humanity. He's a bad guy. He's got a bounty, and he's gonna get turned in for a bounty, but he still has a level of humanity to him. Look at that figure. That's gorgeous. Good job. Once again, world building without saying a word. This is a refuge. This is a sanctuary, and the things that this guy could salvage from the world, the beautiful things from the world that he could salvage, the children, the art. This is where he's collected it, and he's trying to cling to the good things in this world that's been absolutely destroyed, possibly by her. This one alludes to where there's like, she did something to time, and time is like acting weird. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to spoil that for you because I don't know. So then these guys, I don't know who they are. They're interesting, but once again, they're just flat angle, just standing there. She's flat angle. And then we end on this pose. Who stands like that? Is this a vision? Are they there? Are they not there? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, if they were there, they should have ended with her getting punched by one of those guys by a surprise. But that's revisionist writing. But look at this. Very beautiful figure. I mean, the female figure is very beautiful, very well drawn. There's just a lot of dynamic posing where it doesn't need to be. She looks like, I don't know if he's using models to do this, but she looks a little bit like Marie-Claude Bourbonnais, who's a glamour model. Look her up on Twitter. She's gorgeous. She just has like boobs 3 times that size. But yeah, that's the comic. That's stellar. I hope I didn't spoil anything for you guys. There's another little mini comic, which is a really great idea that Image does in their books. They sort of like preview other stuff in their books. It's kind of neat. It's interesting. Sci-fi stuff. This book, if you've ever watched the old Heavy Metal cartoon, that's kind of what this landscape reminds me of. Even these guys, the way they're dressed, looks like something. A lot of this looks like stuff straight out of Heavy Metal, which is, it's got that ultra violence to it, and that's the character that she is, Samus here. I can't remember her name. I'm just gonna call her Samus. And this is Metroid. So this has been Metroid Stellar, the comic book. I don't know. I'll wait till issue 2 to see if more care was put into it. But I'll tell you what this is. This is a very good representation of showing enthusiasm, of how to see if a creator has enthusiasm for a project. So basically look those two guys up and you won't see a whole lot about this. So I guess it's a side job. I guess it's just a paycheck. They put professionalism into it, but you could tell there's not really passion in it. So go check it out. I'm Nerdicane. Hopefully I'll have another one today for you. It's pretty good. It's going to be an upbeat, but this one's, I don't know. I don't know if I can recommend it until I see a little bit more of it. But thanks for watching. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe. I just hit 80 followers on YouTube, so thank you to all my followers. But let's see, what's that make? I only have 910 more to go before I can get monetized. But oh, that's down the road. But thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your 11 minutes and 20 seconds. Have a good day.